What up, everyone? Time for another box. Trying to move through the boxes of May, so we're a little behind, but hopefully we can get through these without a problem. So this time around, one up box. No time to waste, let's just see what we got. So, first off, we got BMO, a nice little BMO plush. Who doesn't love BMO? I love me some Adventure Time, and BMO's awesome. A nice, soft little plush BMO. Cool. I like it. Next, we got a t-shirt. So this one also features BMO. Unroll it, show it off a little bit here. So this one, like last month, it's a little bit weird. You know, I've never been a fan of 1UP Box's t-shirts. They just never really have good designs, really. They're not bad by any means, but they're just not awesome. Like this one, it's just weird. So it's like a crossover of Mario and Adventure Time and also like Tron, I guess, which kind of looks like. It's just like, it's too many crossovers in one thing, and I'm just not getting the correlation here. So, something I'm noticing, stop it. Something I'm noticing a lot, and you probably noticed too, is that most of the shirts you see out there are cross-ups, or crossovers, better yet. It's always like two genres or two series crossed over into one. And the reason for this is to avoid copyright law. So, a lot of these products in here are of characters and stuff like that, but they're just selling a product, so they're legally allowed to do that. But making their own, they don't have the rights to distribute it. They don't have the rights to put Marvel, DC, Mario, Adventure Time. They don't have the rights to do any of that. But if they do a crossover, technically that's a remix, and that bypasses copyright law. It's the same on YouTube. You'll notice you can't put songs on there that are copywritten. But if you remix a song, legally that's okay. Same thing here. This is a remix of a genre because they put two together. So crossovers are technically legal. It's kind of a little loophole in the system where they can bypass copyright. And again, the reason they do this, it's because it's cheaper. They don't want to buy the rights just so they can print one t-shirt. They don't have the time, they don't have the money, so that's why you see crossovers pretty much all the time. The only ones you don't see it from are like the bigger boxes. It's because they actually do purchase the rights, or like Nerd Block and stuff, they have their own t-shirt company which they purchase the rights for those characters, so they don't have to worry about it. But smaller companies like 1UP Box, they don't have the rights to them, so they have to do crossovers. So you'll notice every shirt we've ever gotten has been a crossover. Last month it was a crossover between Mario and Batman, and then a month before that it was like Smash Brothers and Walking Dead, and it's always a mashup of two different things, and that's for that specific reason. So sorry for rambling, I just thought that would be interesting to know in case anyone's wondering why it's always a cross-up. And crossovers are fine, I have no problem with that, but usually they're for a reason. Usually there's some kind of joke in there that makes those two come together. But lately, like, this definitely isn't. Like, I'm not seeing the correlation between BMO, Yoshi, and Tron, apparently. I get, like, this month's box theme is Sidekick, so they're both sidekicks, and I get that, but where does Tron come into play? Like, what's that about? Like, why are they wearing the neon suits? Like, I don't really get it. And the same with last month with Mario and Batman. Both really cool genres, I love them both, but together, like, why would they ever come together? Like, what brought that crossover to be? It just seems too random. Seems like they're just rolling the die and just picking two genres and then just putting them together and having them fist bump, having them stand next to each other, and it's like, okay, that's weird. It's weird. It's a weird thing. So, again, nothing wrong with the shirt, not bad or anything, but it just is a weird crossover. It's a weird combination. So, and I've noticed that a lot from 1UP Box, and it's kind of turned me off to it. I don't think I've ever once liked one of their t-shirts. They've always been kind of weird. So, enough rambles. That was lots of rambling. That's the t-shirt. Moving on with the items. We got a cinch bag, and this is a Star Wars themed cinch bag. It says beep boop. And it has some pictures of like the Millennium Falcon, like an X, has a X and Y wing fighters in there, and the overall picture kind of looks like R2-D2 with his head and his body. That's kind of the thing they're going for. So this is very cool. Cinch bags are like the cheapest of bags, like that's the cheap way to go, which is totally fine, I don't mind that. But I like this. It's a cool design. It's creative. It came up and it makes a bigger picture. And I like the colors, the white and blue. Like that, I thought that was a good choice. I liked that bag, and it was interesting. So that was a good choice. The color is rubbing off. So that was cool. Next, what's that? Next, we got a necklace. So this one I wasn't too crazy about. They've been doing this a lot also. Like some of their side items is not really anything to do with anything. It's just kind of them promoting themselves. Like with the Batman key topper, that wasn't really Batman because it had the 1UP Box logo. This is similar. Like this kind of looks like Robin. I'm assuming that's what they're going for. But then, does it say on the back? Yeah, then it just has like the 1UP logo on the back. So it's a likeness of Robin, but they've changed it slightly so it's not, again, not copywritten or anything like that. They changed it, and then they have their logo on the back. And it's like, well, that's okay, but they like to push their logo a lot, and they do it too much. So I wasn't very fond of this. The chain's not nice, and it's just kind of printed on a metal dog tag. So it's just kind of there. And obviously Robin's not a super popular character or anything, but that's just kind of a filler thing. Then, we got a little bracelet. It says, Heart My Sidekick, because the theme is Sidekick. Okay, bracelet. Got our pin with the theme on it, no surprise. And then the last item was a sticker. It looks like a card, looks like Jack of Hearts, and it's got Jake on it. So that's cool. I like that. We got a Darth Vader one in a previous box that I thought was really cool. And this one's cool too. I don't mind that at all. Cool sticker, which I'll make into a magnet. Awesome. Alrighty, let's jump into the value of this box and see what we got and give it a rating. Alright, value time. So, let's just run through it. The t-shirt, although it didn't strike my particular fancy, I'm sure some people out there will like it. I'm sure there are BMO and Yoshi fans. But again, I'll reiterate, it was just a weird choice with no real explanation to it, other than they're both sidekicks, and it just seemed like an odd mashup. But regardless of that, still gets the standard 12 to 15, because it was still a decent shirt. Whether everyone likes it or not, it still should get that value. Next, got the little BMO, the BMO plush. So this would be anywhere from I'd see it going for like $8 to $10. I'm sure you could find it online for a little cheaper or a little more, but right around that price. I've noticed like plush dolls or figures this size go for right around $10. So give or take a few for that, I think is reasonable. Come up here. Next, we got our cinch bag. So cinch bags, like I said, are very, very cheap. Usually you get these for free. Like I got one just recently, Guardians of the Galaxy one, really awesome one with Rocket Raccoon on it, and they were giving them out for free at Subway. You bought like cookies and they gave you a bag. So they're very cheaply made. They're very easy to make, easier than t-shirts. So these don't get a high value. Right around $5 for this. They can be more expensive if they're like waterproof or athletic material, but I don't think this is. This feels like the standard cheapest quality. So again, give or take a few dollars here or there, but right around $5 for that. Next, the chain. So this, again, was very cheaply made. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just kind of the territory that comes with 1UP Box. It's a cheaper box, so you get cheaper stuff. That's kind of what's expected. So these aren't hard to make at all. I know you can go in like the mall and stuff and get custom-made ones like this for not expensive at all. And I wasn't a big fan of the design, but this, again, this would be like $3 to $5 because it's very easy to print them on there. It's not hard at all, and the chain and the tag weren't of high quality or anything like that. Again, give or take a few bucks, but very easy to make. Then got the last two items, the little bracelet and the sticker. None of these are super special. I put them at like $1 a piece. None of them are super high quality or very interesting. Again, very easily made in mass quantities. So $1 a piece on that. So that brings our value to, on the low end, $30. On the high end, about $37. So right around in there, which, as usual, you get right around double your value. So that's fine. Even the people that, I'm only paying $15, but most people are paying $18 for it. So you still get pretty close to double on the low end, but definitely more than that on the high end. So you got a decent value. So here's what I'll say about 1UP Box that I've said millions of times. I'm just not that excited to get it anymore. I am hesitant to cancel it because I have the lower price, but it just hasn't excited me in so long. Like I said, the t-shirts are always like odd picks, and the designs on them always look somewhat poor quality, like someone in the company is designing them themselves, and I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. They're clearly not hiring real artists to do any of this, and it's always like a little bit awkward on the mashups. It just looks funny, and this one does, last month's did, the month before did, so I just doubt I'll ever wear it because it just didn't look that amazing to me. And again, it's cool that One Up Box has a cheaper price point because it's cheaper. But you also get less things. You get lesser quality. You don't get nice bags, you get cinch bags. You don't get nice jewelry, you get like cheap dog tags. You don't get artists, you get someone in the company making that design. So again, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's what you get when you get this box. You're still getting good value, but since you're only giving them a few dollars, you're only getting a few dollars in quality. So it is what it is. If you're looking for a cheap box, I definitely say go for it. Other than that, I personally like spending a few dollars more and getting like much nicer quality stuff. So this one I'm kind of considering canceling, just because it's been around long enough and it just hasn't really been amazing anything. It's been okay. It's good stuff, but it's just okay. So that being said, I'm going to give this box a 6.5 because you got really decent value. You got good value. You got your money's worth, but I don't feel like these items are going to appeal to everyone. And that's what I try to base it off. I personally didn't like them. I'm sure some people will, but basing off the comments I've gotten recently about the previous boxes, most people weren't that impressed by it, and that's what I'm going off of. I don't think these items would impress most people. It was just okay, it just got by, but it still had good value. So 6.5 I think is reasonable. So that's been One Up Box. Use my referral code in the description. I've just recently started doing that. I should have done that all along, but I've just thought to do that. And there's a new company out that people keep telling me about, Super Geek Box, and I'm like 95% sure it's the same company as One Up Box. I've never confirmed that, but everything about them is exactly the same, so I'm pretty sure they're the same company. So I'm going to get that one, and if that one's awesome, I may close out this one and just keep one from that company. But we'll see. Anyway, this has been One Up Box. Thank you all for watching. Love you all. Peace.